Hello, my name is Ominator and welcome back to part 2 of how to get started making Let's Plays on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about consoles versus PCs, and we're also going to talk about the different programs that you should use or could potentially use to actually create your video. The first thing I want to take up is PC versus console. Which one is better? Well, there is none that are really potentially better. The first thing you should consider is which one do you have? Do you have a console, or do you have a gaming PC, or do you have both? And it is so that if you have both, I would prefer the PC because it's cheaper to get started recording on a PC. But if you don't already own a gaming PC or a PC that is capable of doing what you need it to in order to create your Let's Plays, it's going to be more expensive to go out and buy one of those or build one of those and then also get started recording on one, compared to if you already own a console, then you can go out and buy the hardware to start recording on a console. And the problem with that is the hardware for recording on a console is usually quite expensive, and on a computer you only need software, essentially, so that's obviously a lot cheaper. Now, the program that you might want to use if you are on a PC is Fraps. Now, Fraps is about $30, I believe. You could also use Xfire, which is actually free, and it does give you HD quality. The problem is the audio is out of sync, and it's only mono, it's only one channel. So you're going to have to do a little bit of editing to get the audio to synchronize. The mono part is not a very big deal, but you might want to consider it. For a console, you can choose to go standard definition or high definition. For standard definition, or if you're just starting out, I'd recommend to go standard definition with a Dazzle. Dazzle is a little piece of hardware, it's like this big, has some RCA cables that go into your TV and into your console and into your computer eventually. And this basically records in standard definition, so it's not HD 1280 by 720, and you generally want to record in HD. I certainly recommend that. You don't need full HD. Most people don't do that. I don't do it either. But 720p, that's great. Standard definition, it might be a little too low. A lot of people like to watch in HD, so you might want to consider investing in a Hauppauge, I believe it's called, a Hauppauge PVR, and it's a big box that you plug into your console and all that, and it converts your signal, records your video in great quality, and it's in HD as well. So, but that is an expensive solution. I think it's like $200 or something. It's completely mind-blowing. But there are easier solutions. You can get a card that you can put into your computer that has an HDMI port. I believe Hauppauge also makes that. Gives you some great quality as well. And is also HD. And I think it's like $150. But the main point is it's quite expensive to get started on a console if you already have a gaming PC. Now let's talk programs. I already talked about Fraps. I don't need to bring that up again. But let's say for a Let's Play, you record the picture and the audio for your game into one video, and then besides that you record your commentary. At least that's what I do. Many people record it in one audio channel, in one take, so the audio is just one file. But the problem with that is if you mess it up, you can't edit it later. You can't say, okay, my voice is not loud enough, I'm gonna make it louder. You can't do that, and that's an issue for many people. So what I recommend you do is if you get a program like Audacity. Personally, I use Reaper, but that costs about $60, I think. But it's a great program. But you want to get an external audio recording program to record your voice and then synchronize it later if you want to get as much control as possible. Also, what that allows you to do is to put compression and equalizer on your voice, which can make your voice sound a little warmer, a little nicer to hear with the EQ. And the compression basically makes sure that your voice is audible at all times, that when you're whispering you can still hear what you're saying, and when you're yelling you're not gonna blast the viewer's speakers out. So compression is great. So I recommend that you record the audio separately so you can mess around with that later. Now for my Let's Plays, I like to use a program called Virtual Dub to take all these clips that Fraps give me and merge them into one clip, and also change the codec. Now why do I want to do this? Well, this is because I use an editing program called Vegas, Sony Vegas. And Sony Vegas does not have official support for the Fraps codec. And initially it's not a problem. You can just put all your video files there and edit and do whatever you want, and it's no problem. But when you render it out, sometimes you get these black spaces. You might have seen it in some of my videos, and that is annoying as hell, and it happens all the time. So what I do is I take all these video pieces and I merge them into one video and change the codec to the Lagarith lossless codec, so that Sony Vegas does not have problems with this, and it's not going to generate any black screens or anything like that, which makes it much less of a hassle. It's kind of like a safety net, because these black spaces don't always happen, but when they do, they piss you off really bad. So I prefer to run it through VirtualDub first. Now you can download VirtualDub for free. I'll put a link in the description. Completely free, and I can show you in the next part what I do to merge these clips together. All these clips that Fraps give me. And I already mentioned Sony Vegas. I use Sony Vegas to bring in this video clip, put in my intro, do the fading thing, and then take my commentary and putting it on a separate audio track, and then leveling it all out and making sure everything is great. And then I render it out to the final video, and then it goes onto YouTube. And we'll talk about how to do all of those things. I'll take it from the very beginning of starting a Let's Play to the very end, having the finished video in the next part, and I'll show you how to do all of it. So I hope you stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Goodbye.